right, folks, we're back on the Bossman show. We're going up to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where I know it very well. Talk to my man, Coach Corey Thompson of the Ramley Winston-Salem State Rams. Coach Thompson, good to have you on the show, my brother. Congrats on getting this job, my brother. I hope you're enjoying yourself up there doing your thing, man.
Yeah, boss man, thank you again for inviting me on. It's definitely an honor to be on to represent our institution and represent our program and just to represent HBCUs, brother. So thank you so much for thinking about us and definitely giving us this invite.
And Coach Thompson, let me ask you this, man. Taking over a new job always is definitely, a whirlwind for you. So talk about just how it's been trying to build this thing up. Coach Hill was there a long time, successful head coach. You following him, a legend. So how's it been if you're trying to get these guys to buy into you and to get the Ramley to see what your vision is for this program and really to support you and what you all need to be successful on off the court in the CIAA?
Sure. So first of all, I'm a proud alum here. I played here back in 1998, 2002. So I graduated here, played basketball, very successful 4 years. So coming into this job, I understood the legacy that we have here. I understood the demand that we have to win as far as with basketball. So this wasn't nothing that was unexpected for me as far as with coming in. So I understood the lay of the land here at Winston-Salem State. Obviously, Coach Hill and the staff has done a tremendous job. You hit it right on the nail, man. Legend, man. Just, things he's been able to do in his short term here. Definitely have some big shoes to fill. But also, too, the previous coaches that's been here before that has laid the foundation. So I understand coming to this job as a former player and now as the first alum, which I'm proud of, the first alum to take over the program that has some really big shoes to fill, but we're ready for it, and we'll be getting after it right away.
No doubt, man. And for you, man, being an alum, like you can sell this school better than anybody else can. You played there. You walked the same hall they walked in, been the same shoes they've been in. So how has it been on the recruiting trail trying to find young men to really want to come be a part of this vision, knowing that you are a ram through and through, and get them to see, hey, we're going to keep this thing going and see how they'll play here with Salem State. We're going to build some specials, so come play for us and be against the community. Also, where you can get a lot of networking as well in that community for us, help with internships and after basketball as well.
Yeah, so it helps out tremendously. Just for being part of this program, and the one thing I've always, when I've had the opportunity to meet with recruits and talk to them personally one-on-one, it's not nothing that you can't do here that you can do at any other institution. The biggest selling point for me is that I'm a product of this program. I'm a product of this institution. So, it's not nothing that I believe that can work, that I think can work. I know it can work. It's been proven fact. So that helps out a whole lot as far as with the recruiting trail, being able to relate to the institution, to the program. The same sprints that you're doing is the same sprints I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So the blood, sweat, and tears. So it's, guys really understand that it's more than just a program. It's a family here. It's a family here, and it's just continuing on a tradition. But the things I look for in a player, man, I'm a big acronym guys. I look for CTT, character first, toughness, and then most importantly, I look for talent, man. So those are the things I'm looking for whenever we're going out recruiting. But most importantly for me, I have to make sure I bring in the right players, man, because this is my institution. So I don't want to bring in the wrong players. Talent-wise, they may have it all, but character-wise, they may not be the best fit. So understanding that, it's not just bringing in the most talented guys. I need to bring in the overall player. And we have the opportunity where we can do that because this program has been very successful. Long before I've been here, you see the young fella back in the back behind me, Mr. Earl the Pearl Monroe. So, I mean, it's a lot of rich history here at Winston-Salem State. And we just want to make sure as a program that I bring in the right type of players that's going to fit for us on the court and off the court.
And Coach Thompson, as we introduced last year, the COVID guys and the D1 guys going for more established players. So it's allowed you to get some nice high school guys to really, young guys to develop with because they're going the older kind of, they know they played somewhere before. And you can get a stud high school guy you can get your hands on because of the COVID year and them wanting older guys, period, up in D1.
Yeah, you're right, boss man. It's funny because we were just talking about that in our staff meeting yesterday as far as what the caliber of players that is out there available high school wise 4 or 5 years ago, they weren't even considering Division II basketball. So there was a deadlock that they were going to go D1. So you have to get a mixture of both. Obviously, our competitors, everybody in our league, they're going to have older players, but you want to get older too as well, but you also want to get guys that are young that can play. Get those young talented players that 5-6 years ago was a deadlock to go Division I, but for whatever reason, like you said, as far as with COVID and everything else, now we have an opportunity to get involved with them. So, it's just with our program, just finding a mixture of both. Obviously, we want to go older, but also, too, we want to get some young talent to continue building on.
No doubt, coach. And for you, man, seeing your guys in the formal workouts right now, conditioning, how excited are you for this thing to really get going and knowing that this is getting right around the corner, man? Because, man, November is coming. Close scrimmages are on the way this month. So talk about that, man. How excited you seeing your guys to do the informal stuff, but they can really get on the court with you guys?
Man, I tell you, I tell the guys all the time, winter is coming, winter is coming. So, I'm just being very excited, very pleased to see what we have. Even though with me, Bossman getting the job late in July, late July, middle July, I was able to get the job, but just bringing in the type of players we have, I've been excited about it so far. They've been competing, they've been getting after it. We've got a great group of guys that like being around each other. And then here's the most important thing, boss man. We got guys that are gym rats, man. Like they enjoy, literally, they're in the gym all the time. Guys getting class, but they're in the gym. So, that as a coach, you like that because you have a foundation of players that love the game of basketball, but also most importantly, they love being around one another. And so I think that's going to be paramount for us this year, especially with me coming in trying to build my brand, trying to build my own foundation as far as with the program, getting guys in here that compete, that does things the right way, and most importantly, they're great teammates. So I think we got with the mixture of both, we were able with us, with me getting the job late, I was able to still bring in some transfer portal guys, a couple of JUCO guys, and so some guys that was kind of left over from the signees from the previous staff. So, we only had 4 guys from last year's team, so 4. So we had to come in and replace a whole new squad for the most part, but it's been beneficial for us so far. So I'm very excited for this upcoming year.
And coach, let me ask you this, man, for you, man, as you all try to figure out your roster here, man, for us, who's going to play, who's not going to play, talk about the competition in practice, man, because I believe that's so important to compete in practice. I compete in everything I do, coach. Like right. This morning, you're my third interview this morning. Because I want to be better than my competitors. I just want to compete in everything. So, coach, talk about that competition, getting guys who they're really going to compete for minutes, and that means you have a deeper roster because guys want minutes. Don't have to really perform in practice to play on the court when you all play in CIAA and in your non-con games as well.
Well, good, yeah. So, that's me all the way, boss man. As far as we compete, man, like I think it starts from the top and trickle down. I'm at heart a competitor. Deep down inside, I'm a competitor, man. And so, even for me, just doing little simple things like this, doing the interview with you, I was able to kind of see some things and talk and be prepared just to be the best I can be. And so I think it trickles down from the top to the bottom. Just love seeing our players just really kind of take on of my personality, who I am, and just my competitive spirit. And, guys get after it. And I think just having, you have to build a healthy, competitive environment for your players and what that looked like. Everything you're competing for, whether it's in sprints, everything is time, you have to touch the line. So we're instilling and building that. And we've been pretty fortunate with recruiting guys that have that championship pedigree that's been champions before. So they understand what it takes, those small things, in order for you to win championships. So, just being on the competitive side, that's one of the things that I've been really, really happy with. Guys have been getting after it. Like I said, they're gym rats already. So just kind of getting them to understand how to compete the right way, not just competing on the court, but off the court too as well. So, like I tell the guys all the time, once you leave from Winston-Salem State, you'll have your degree, but also too, you got to be ready to compete again. You got to compete for jobs. You're going to have to compete for spousal. You're going to have to compete for everything. Life is about competing. So just kind of instilling that in those guys now. And that's what I was taught when I was here as a player. at Winston-Salem State. Just, learn how to compete. And you never lose that. You never lose that competitive edge, like you mentioned earlier. Like, that's going to drive you because, as you know, like I know, there's a lot of talented people out there. But what separates them? That's that drive, that competitiveness, that will to win. And that's the thing that's going to keep you over top, especially when you're balancing with someone that is just as equally talented, or if not more talented than you are.
And coach, it's kind of funny, coach, I'm competing right now with an NFL team because they don't respect what I do. They don't want to give me a credential. And I'm like, do you know what I do for a living? So I'm fighting for myself and my brand. And if it gets me blackballed, at least I told you how it really was. I'd rather tell you the real coach than cower to the corner and just take it. So I'm fighting them back because you're gonna put some respect on the Bossman show and my brand because I've been in this thing 15 freaking years. So you tell me that I can credential all across professional sports and college sports and you can't give me a credential? Really? So I'm competing for my respect now because there are people who I don't know that credential, coach, who ain't even done half of what I do.
Trust me, I understand that. And those are life lessons that you learn, Boston, in basketball and being around a team and stuff, man. You learn that stuff and you grew up, as we talked about earlier, your dad was a coach. You've been around the sport for a long time. So those are things that you learn. You learn about yourself through sports, bro. And you always going to have to compete, man. Like you always, you just got to find, a thin line between it, no question about it. But you're always going to be competing. So hats off to you, man. Just keep competing, doing what you're doing, bro. I'm a big fan.
No doubt, my good brother. Let me ask this, coach, for you. Now, I know I didn't choose coaching like my dad did. But at what point did you decide that you want to choose coaching and pull back in the game of basketball that's giving you so much?
Well, I tell you, man, for me, you hear a lot of times coaches say, well, I always knew I wanted to be a coach. Bro, I didn't have that desire when I was younger. I just wanted to play, man, as long as I could. And my opportunity that I had in college when I figured out, like, okay, I might can do this as a profession. I might can do this as a job. I can remember just like it was yesterday. We got I was in practice one day and I had got hurt. So I had to sit out for about 2 or 3 games. So I was on the sideline as a player, just watching my coaches and seeing what they're doing. And, obviously I didn't know all the ins and outs about everything else, but I was saying, man, that might be something I'll be interested in. And then after I got done and I finished up here, my eligibility and graduated from Winston-Salem State, I went straight into grad school. I became a GA. And so that really prepared me for just the profession in itself, just kind of understanding the nuances of it, understanding the grind, man, because, coaching, you as a casual fan, as someone that don't really know, you just think coaching is you just show up on the weekends or, during game days and just, call out plays and all that stuff there and you dress in a nice suit and all that stuff. But it's more stuff behind it. So I was glad I was able to really cut my teeth and just being able to grind and get opportunities that I had. And I knew from that point forward that coaching was going to be my career, and it has been. I've been fortunate enough to coach in different arenas, different environments and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad that I've been able to stick with it and been able to continue doing what I love to do.
No doubt, coach, man. Like you said, I told you out there, man, my dad still, he charting games and stuff, man. Like I can't just watch the game with him. He wants me to call out stuff, man. What defense they in? Like, what they do? They hard heads or they stunned? Which one they do? They dropping? I'm like, man, look, man, like, bro, I see it, man. But he's in it.
Right. Yep. And that's the thing. I mean, once you in it, man, like you never turn it off. Like I'm about like your dad, man. I don't necessarily get after my son like that yet, but he's 16, so I'm still trying to learn. He's still trying to learn the game and everything. But I cannot watch a basketball game without seeing. I can't watch it as a casual fan. I try my best.
I can't either.
I can't. Like, ooh, what's off the ball? What they doing off the ball? Like, I really can't. And that's just the joy of it. Just the game of basketball has given me so much, bro. And I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for basketball. So I just love the game. And I just love growing in the game. So, anything I can do to help me grow and be better, that's what's all for me.
And I've been blessed, coach. I've been around some great coaches as a kid. Because when I was a kid, the Hawks practiced at Morehouse.
That's right. Sure
I
did.
would go see Hubie Brown, who's 91 years old now. So I'm around Coach Brown. I was around Coach Facello Dezar. I was around Lenny Wilkins.
Wow, legends.
So in God rest his soul, Mutombo. I was around the kid Mutombo as a kid.
Wow.
So I was around the Hawks. I was a Braves bat boy. So I was around competitive sports as a kid. And it helped drive me, you know. So seeing the Braves win the World Series when I'm a kid, like, so I was around that stuff. So for me, I believe in winning, and I've seen how to win. I know how not to win. I know how to win. And when I see how not to win, it just like, it kind of gives me that feeling, because I've been around winning and people who know how to win and who know how to get it done the right way. And they don't spin on it.
Right. And winning is hard, boss man. I mean, when the casual fan don't understand, just to win a game, that's hard, man. That's hard, man. And like you said, the small things that goes into it, the blockouts, the know your assignment, what you're supposed to do on the scouting report, all that stuff plays a part, and that brings you to the opportunity to win the game when you got a group of guys that are so dialed in to one another that can be successful together. I mean, obviously, you got to have talent, no question about it, but that team chemistry, that camaraderie, that plays an important role, bro. And those small things help you win games for sure.
And coach, some of that always say, he's always say, it make every motion count. He's always say that. Good. He's like, from the free throw blockout to dive on a loose ball, getting a rebound, crashing the glass, getting back in transition. These small things helps us being in a tight game, we could be in trouble. So if we do these things early, we won't be in trouble late.
I'm gonna quote your dad on that too, man. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. That is great stuff. Yes, sir.
So that's what I was around as a kid, that every motion counted. Like every little thing we do in the sport is like, it's important when that clock is running. So he taught me that. And then I saw him would tell guys, day one of practice, this is you a screener. You're a corner three. He's like, if you want to get out of this role, prove it to me.
Wow.
It's about his word role. It's how I see you now. It's what you're gonna do for this team. If you don't like it, you can leave now. But you want to get out of this role, work yourself out of it. Show me that you've surpassed this role I've given you. Then we reevaluate. He always said, the film's always on, young man. I'm watching. So
that's right. That's right.
That's what my dad taught. That's why I do what I do. That's why I go so hard, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's looking at this. So like you told me, watch my interviews. I didn't know that until you told me that. So every time I'm on this radio, I don't know who's watching, who I'm impacting. So I got to be at my best every day. I'm on this radio. I open up these cameras. I'm doing the right things for the listeners and those who coming in hearing the right stuff to help impact their lives going forward.
Oh, absolutely, man. And I heard coach from Missouri State. I can't think of his name right now. Gonzo Martin, yes, sir. So I heard him say, a walking billboard. You're representing your brand all the time. So you never know who you're going to impact. And so that really stuck with me. Every time you step off the court, on the court, you represent yourself. You represent your brand. So again, man, like I said earlier, I've listened to all your podcasts. I've subscribed. So I mean, hey, bro, like that's the thing. Like, if you realize how important you may think in our world, we think that it's just nobody's paying attention, but in reality, people are, bro. People are paying attention. They're paying attention to what you do. They're paying attention to how you react to things. Everything matters, and for me, that's the thing. Just getting adjusted to that part of it. But however, end of the day, you're going to be who you are. You're going to be authentic. You're going to be who you are. And that's what I tell our players. That's one thing they can honestly say about me. Coach Thompson is a genuine guy. He's competitive, but he's very genuine, and I think that helps us, as far as we're on the recruiting trail, but also, too, it's going to help us in our program be successful overall. But be you, and just understand that every time you step out on this court, in that classroom, they don't see you. They see WSSU men's basketball player. So you're representing everything. Every time you're representing yourself, you represent your family, you represent this institution. So again, that's what it's about.
It's funny you said, Coach. My dad said every time you go on that radio, son, you represent me. I gave you your name. That's what he always tells me. And it's so
That's
true.
Fact. Right. That's facts, man. That is facts, man. That's facts. You represent your family, you represent everybody. So, boss man, I think you do, but the coaches and your network that you've been able to build and just been able to talk and just have conversations, man. Like I'm telling you, man. Like if anybody, I've been impacted by it for real. So,
Coach,
yeah,
I don't want to have a sheet in front of me. I don't have no typed out questions. I have conversations with people.
Love it.
So I hate robot radio.
Right.
We just having a chat like we're in a barbershop or over coffee. That's how I do my show because I hate those scripted questions that come off inauthentic. And I'm just a real guy. I go off flow. I'm not one of these people that's gonna be. No, I can't do that. I got to do all flow and be free and not be confined to a sheet of paper or a talking point. I'm gonna talk to you as a man, as a brother. We're gonna make this thing be great.
Well, as we always say, man, real recognize real, man, and you can tell that you're very authentic in the conversations that you do have. So that's the thing that attracted me. Like when I listened to the previous podcasts from the coaches, man, like I said, it's an open space for us to talk. But you're right. It's just like we are in the barbershop or we just chatting it up on a recruiting trail or somewhere. So I mean, coaches appreciate value that, and not just coaches, it's people in general, man. They appreciate realness. There's a lot of fakeness going on out there, but they appreciate realness. And that pays dividends in the end.
Like, Coach, I know we're up here shortly, Coach. I'll tell you a quick story. At Lake Point this summer, in the live period, there's a Hayden insider who did not understand how this dude in shades and a hat, all these coaches are saying what's up to me. He didn't understand it. Who is he? He's an insider for D1. I ain't gonna say his name on live on air, but he was hating because all these coaches from high major to low major, D2, chopping up me in the coaches area.
Wow. I tell you, it goes back, man. Like everybody judges the book from the outside, man, but you got to open that thing up and read it, bro. You got to read it. So you got to read what's in the inside of it. So, man, like I said, this is you're authentic and just the way you come at the coaches and talk to us. We appreciate that, man. And I know I do. And the conversations that you've had with the previous coaches, man, like for example, I walked this morning, I worked out this morning, and I was thinking of one of the podcasts with Coach Martin was just saying that he had just did a workout prior to coming to, and just doing his workout and stuff. So as I was walking, I'm listening to some of the coaches and, getting inspired and learning some things. So this is a safe space for us. And again, what you're doing is very beneficial.
Well, Coach Thompson, I'm getting ahead on the show, my brother, and I'm hoping we're talking again throughout the season, and I'm hoping that you want to see IAA in year one, man, and we can celebrate that as you go to the D2 tournament, man, and hopefully get some wins there too, my brother.
Bro, I appreciate it, man. Again, thanks for having me on, and I look forward to meeting you in person, bro. Thanks a lot.
Same here, my brother.
All right. God bless.